Hey everyone, how are you? It's me, Rajie, Rajwinder, Cably, whatever you want to call me. I missed you beautiful souls a lot, and I'm looking forward to connecting again, and I wanted to come on and make this video and say hi and share a little bit about what has happened, where I've been, wholehearted media, all the things. So stay tuned and let's go on a little bit of a journey. This message today is for everyone who has supported, loved, cared for, shared, commented, reached out, wondered about me or Rocco and wholehearted media in general. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, oh God, I didn't want to start crying. Thank you so much for everyone who has supported us this entire time. It means so much to me, and it's taken me this long to understand, accept, and own the fact that you're there and there is this happening between me and you, and I'm so honored. So friends, as I paint the picture of what happened last year, you're gonna see cut ins and outs of a Zoom call that I did in April last year while I was in Mexico, and the call was called Rajie's Great Reset. Also, I'm gonna be moving around in this video because that's what I do. I am kind of a digital nomad. I set up my life like this for the last 10 years. I love moving. I like being an international person. So I wanted to play into the fact that I'm a mover. I like to keep things spicy, and I'm literally following my inner guidance, my heart. So a lot's gone on since I stepped back from social media 9-10 months ago. And there's a few things that I feel like I need to tell you. First off, I want to say I'm sorry if you felt suddenly dropped or abandoned when Rocco and I stopped doing segments together. Anyone's wondering, this is Marley. She's awesome. She's my sister's cute doggy. I've been putting this video off for a long time, so having her support here, you could think of her as a service dog right now. In a time where nothing was making sense and the ridiculousness we were seeing play out here in Ontario, in Toronto, in Canada, and the world at large just kept getting more and more ridiculous. Rocco and I could have been seen as a breath of fresh air to someone that was feeling suffocated and isolated by all the shocking turn of events that was happening. Like, here were two people that were questioning things that maybe you were questioning too, and giving voice to issues and censored people.
Chief public health officers have clearly said, including Fauci, getting the vaccine does not protect you from somebody else retransmitting it to you. It does not give you immunity, and it does not stop you from transmitting it to somebody else, which begs the question.
Why are you getting it?
Right.
So how can the shot be effective and at the same time not able to give people back their normal lives?
And it was tough because like a lot of our viewership like couldn't talk to their families and got shunned by their friends and their jobs, and yeah, it was a time. I don't know, like maybe we helped bring some hope or some humor in dark times through our dynamic and very different backgrounds. I would laugh every time someone assumed that I was a lawyer and just wanted advice, and I'm like, I can't. I'm the journalist and Rocco is the lawyer. But respectively, like, I'm so much more than that, and so is Rocco. He's so much more than a lawyer. We are so much more than our roles, and so are you, the roles that you play. And somewhere along that time, like towards the second, like the last little bit I would say, of 2021, like an internal conflict started arising in me.
I don't want to focus on the problems anymore. Like straight up, there's like it is not in my being to keep focusing on like the shitty parts of it, even though like it matters to me a lot. And I'm still tracking things, but I could not put the same energy and focus into those stories anymore. It no longer was aligned. And I learned that when I went to Vancouver and I was visiting these intentional communities, and I was visiting people living off grid, and I was visiting people creating the new world. And I was like, yeah, this is what I should be doing. Like I want to be telling stories about what these people are doing. And in fact, it might be time for me to even live out my wildest dreams and actually create the vision that I see. I'm holding a strong, strong vision of golden era. That is the timeline that I've chosen. That is the timeline that I continue to choose for not only me, but for everyone, for this planet and for the world. And so in order for me to actually stay in that vibration and create what I need to create, I have to focus on the solutions now. And that is not to let go of all the problems, but I needed to relinquish a little bit of my attachment to what's the shitty things that they're doing.
So as we were deciding what to do with Wholehearted Media, Rocco got super sick, and I can only imagine how stressful and worrisome it must have been for you, because there were so many crazy rumors flying around, and I could really feel how much people cared about him, and it was really, really hard on me too.
It was just like such a challenging time because I felt like I wanted to show up more, but I couldn't. Yeah, it was really hard. With Rocco like being out of the mix and people wondering like what the fuck is going on, and I'm like, I don't even know, and like I don't know how much I can share, and then people were like so mean too, like um you guys are you're not in it, like you're controlled ops. And like every time I read that I just laugh because it's like if you only knew. If you only knew.
It was 100% never our intention to just leave, abandon, drop our viewership at all. We were both on a healing journey, and this break that I went through in the last little bit was absolutely necessary for my mental and physical health.
I didn't actually realize how messed up I was inside, like how much I emotionally internalized from the last 2 years of COVID. And I forgot about my own healing journey, and it rocked me.
Rocco and I had some great conversations about Wholehearted Media and things that we are individually excited by right now. And it's decided that Rocco is going to continue his law practice and will be formally stepping away from Wholehearted Media to focus on his law practice and other projects that he's super passionate about. You may still see us on camera from time to time, but it's just going to be on special broadcasts. So know that Rocco is moving on, but he is still very much part of the Wholehearted Media family. His contributions, insights, hard work, lightheartedness will live on through Wholehearted Media. And on a personal note, I am so grateful to have worked with him, and I'm so grateful for the way that he challenged me to find my voice and the fact that he valued my work from day one. Thank you. Rocco.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Huh?
Surprise, surprise. You look good.
I always look good. I don't feel good, but I look good.
Long time no see.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good.
So you're off again?
Yeah,
Or are you
leaving.
here to stay?
I'm leaving for about 4 months to back to Mexico, but I'll always have a home base here in Toronto.
I
There's
see.
a cool project I got down there, and I'll share more about that later.
Oh, good. I see you ride off in your, in your voyages.
Yeah.
As they used to say in my generation, may the wind at your back always be your own.
May it always be my own. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
How are you? What's going
well,
on?
I'm not 100%. I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Glad to be on the planet. I'm still recovering. I'm back to my caseload, but there's some physical remnants of my illness. Well, my voice was permanently damaged by the intubation. My endurance was affected somewhat, and I had a dropped left foot, which is 80% now recovered, but still there's
Wow.
some remnants of that, so I have to be careful.
Yeah.
And
Wow. I feel like
anyway,
this
that's
is
a long
that's a
other
long
story.
story. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
longer
a long
story.
story. I hope to collaborate with you in the future for sure.
You too.
It was fun,
It
I
was.
mean, a coma got in the way, but
Yeah, I know. But
I think
you know what's so
most people
interesting?
don't.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, there's a delay here in the video. Most people don't realize that I was not only was in a coma, but I was hospitalized for a month, and then after that, when I was released from the hospital to a private care facility, I was
Mm,
basically paralyzed,
mm,
and I was on 4 liters of oxygen a minute for
mm.
months. I didn't really I didn't walk on my own 2 feet out of the facility until March. So we're talking, mid-December,
Months.
January,
Yeah,
February, March. I was
yeah,
really, it was a real slam to the boards, as they say.
definitely. I mean, like you almost died. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
literally.
Well,
So
Bob Dylan said, paraphrasing a Roman philosopher, that not busy being born is busy dying. I
mm,
feel like I celebrated my first birthday
mm,
January 22nd because I think this is, for me, it's a new life. So I'm one
yeah.
year old.
Are you still doing newsletters? Are you posting on Twitter these days? What are you doing?
No, I'm doing very little posting in that because I've realized that social media can be quicksand.
Hmm.
And you have
Yeah.
the peanut gallery out there who have absolutely nothing to say,
Yeah.
but say all sorts of crap that's just not worth your time.
Hmm.
So I have put when we start another case, I post it. For instance, we sued on behalf of Dr. Bryden Brittle, the
Hmm.
University of Guelph professor,
Hmm.
who's been ostracized and really been hard done by the university for just saying, hey, these
Yeah.
vaccines aren't safe. So
Yeah.
I'm just basically continuing with what I do best, and that's practice law.
If people did want to like stay up to date at all, they just check out your website periodically, yeah?
Periodically, yeah.
Well, Rocco, I want to thank you for what a surprise visit. Thank you for everything, like I mentioned before.
And the other piece of advice, it's a myth that the worm at the bottom of the bottle of tequila
Yep.
is tasty. Leave it in the bottle.
Leave it alone. Awesome.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Rocco. You
Take care.
too. Bye.
Bye.
The second thing I want to tell you is that I am officially taking over Wholehearted Media, and you can expect to see some changes in the coming weeks and months. We're going to go through a little bit of a rebrand. Things are mostly going to look the same, except the direction and some of the content, the tone is going to change a little bit. I now feel strong enough to steward this ship on uncharted waters with the help of dedicated, mission-oriented, heart-centered beings. I was very busy last year working on a number of different projects, and one of them was, or is, a 5-part docuseries all about intentional, conscious, regenerative communities and what it takes to start one or actually live in one. That led me to leading a 4-hour workshop at Soulshine last year, all about envisioning regenerative communities and what your ideal world actually looks like. And I put people into groups, and they had to come. I gave them everyone a piece of land, and they had to come up with their governance models. I was at the Greater Reset in Morelia last year and connecting with the Freedom Cell Network and the Conscious Resistance Network. I went to Tribalize, a regional land summit, and got to work super close with the team there. And I'm hoping to make it again this year. traveling across Mexico, going to all these different intentional communities and learning about, you know, building a parallel society. An area that I started doing deep dives into was different governance models and how to live more interdependently. I met a lot of really interesting people doing some amazing things, and that's all going to be part of the docuseries, which I'll do another video on because I need some help with it. I was very much on a deep inner healing journey as well. And some of you may or may not know, but I'm also a coach. I have a healer side to me. And I'm just saying that feels like I'm coming out of the closet in a way. I'm coming out of the spiritual closet here. Also, last year I was working on a business plan. I'm looking forward to implementing and testing new regenerative kind of business models that I'm coming across by. So I'm going for the win-win-win. This is all new, and so let's see how this goes. I love you. I thank you so much for sticking around and being here. And if you decide to leave, I honor that as well. Are we ready? Are we ready to see what wholehearted actually means? I am. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's see what happens. So sign up for the newsletter, stay in the know when the membership drops, when there's new classes coming out, ways to get involved, collaborative ways. I'm going to be putting out calls for people to submit content, and I'm ready to teach. I have a whole video course coming out of how to create video content. So yeah, there's a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rajie, and stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye.